और मेरा मानना है हर टेस्ट मैच इंपॉर्टेंट है इंडियन क्रिकेट के लिए। देखिए, मैं ही नहीं देता, सब देते हैं। कोई इंडिविजुअल की वजह से टेस्ट क्रिकेट सर्वाइव या रिवाइव नहीं कर सकती। जितने लोग उस ड्रेसिंग रूम में बैठे हैं सब देते हैं। मैं दो, और जितने खिलाड़ी मुझसे पहले खेले, जो मेरे बाद भी खेलेंगे, जो इनके बाद भी खेलेंगे, सब टेस्ट क्रिकेट को ही इंपॉर्टेंस देंगे, क्योंकि जितने खिलाड़ियों से आप पूछोगे सबको टेस्ट क्रिकेट में ही अच्छा करना। तो ये मिथ है कि एक खिलाड़ी टेस्ट क्रिकेट को रिवाइव कर सकता है, ये कुछ नहीं है। स्पेशली टेस्ट मैच तो इंपॉर्टेंट है ही, क्योंकि हम ट्रांजिशन के थ्रू जा रहे हैं। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ यंग प्लेयर्स इन दैट ड्रेसिंग रूम एंड दे शुड वैल्यू एवरी टेस्ट मैच। आज से क्या 5 या 6 साल पहले वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप होती नहीं थी, या 10 साल पहले, तब भी टेस्ट मैच को उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंट लिया जाता था, और आज भी उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंट दिया जाता है। तो जैसे मैंने पहले बोला कि ये डिफ्रेंशिएट नहीं किया जाएगा कि वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप का, क्योंकि हर खिलाड़ी को उस ड्रेसिंग रूम में ये पता होना चाहिए कि टेस्ट क्रिकेट बहुत कम लोग खेलते हैं, और बहुत बड़ा एक ऑनर है जब आप अपनी टेस्ट क्रिकेट टीम इंडियन क्रिकेट को टेस्ट क्रिकेट में रिप्रेजेंट करते हो। तो मेरा मानना है कि हर टेस्ट मैच इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये उतना ही इंपॉर्टेंट है जितना श्रीलंका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया और न्यूजीलैंड। देखिए, जिम्मेदारी सिर्फ इंडिया के लिए खेलना है, बाकी सब बाई प्रोडक्ट है। कैप्टनसी, वाइस कैप्टनसी, ये सब बाई प्रोडक्ट है। जब आप इंडिया के लिए खेलना शुरू करते हो तो आप पहले दिन से वाइस कैप्टनसी या कैप्टनसी नहीं सोचते, आप इंडिया के लिए अच्छा करने का सोचते। तो एक से हट के दूसरे पे जाना, वो सिर्फ बाई प्रोडक्ट ही था। और अल्टीमेटली एवरीवन इज जज्ड ऑन परफॉर्मेंस, चाहे वो मैं हूँ, चाहे वो कोई भी सपोर्ट स्टाफ हो, चाहे वो कोई भी खिलाड़ी हो। अल्टीमेटली दैट इज़ व्हाट इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट इज़ ऑल अबाउट। और जहाँ तक कि ऋषभ की बात है, वी विल एक्सपेक्ट हिम टू बी द वे ही इज़। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि वी विल टेल हिम कि आपको अपनी गेम कर्व करनी है, बट इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में सिचुएशन खेलना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सिचुएशन रीड करना इंपॉर्टेंट है कि उस टाइम पे टीम किस तरीके की सिचुएशन में और किस तरीके की सिचुएशन डिमांड करती है, किस तरीके की शॉट खेलना। बट ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई किसी भी खिलाड़ी को ये बोला गया है कि आप अपनी नेचुरल गेम से हट के बिल्कुल अलग गेम खेलो। चाहे टेस्ट क्रिकेट हो, वनडे क्रिकेट हो, T20 क्रिकेट हो, अल्टीमेट एम तो रन बनाना और विकेट लेना ही है। उससे आप कभी नहीं हट सकते। आप जैसे भी बनाओ वो आपकी मर्जी है, लेकिन सिचुएशन रीड करना और गेम को रीड करना बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट। ऑनेस्टली, साई hasn't got a fair chance. He's only played what, handful of test matches, and he started his test career in England, which we all know is not the easiest place. And he's had a phenomenal run in IPL as well, and we got to give him a fair chance. I still believe that he hasn't got a fair chance. So the chairman selectors have already made it very clear that Jadeja is an internal part of this team. It was just that we had the opportunity to try another spinner, and I've already said that if you have to pick 4 spinners for Sri Lanka, this is the perfect opportunity to try a 4th spinner, because we've got Washi, Kuldeep and Jaddu, who are our top 3 spinners. So if you have that opportunity, we will try that opportunity and use that opportunity. More or less, we're a very settled batting lineup, especially at home, and we know what way we want to go. That yes, as I mentioned, that we might look at probably giving an opportunity to a finger spinner who could be a 4th spinner as well, and that this is, again, test match is a test match. I know people can talk about this not being in a world test championship cycle, but for me, I think it's a test match that we need to go out there and win for the country, because you don't differentiate between test matches, whether it's not part of world test championship, whether it's part of world test championship. That's one of the reasons why we're going to try and play our 4th strength, even in this test match. You can only pick 11, unfortunately, and sometimes you just have to wait for your opportunity. I've always believed that guys who we are going to play, will give them a fair run. And again, Sai is not in bad form either. He's got what, 700 runs in IPL. And if judging players by only 4 or 5 test matches is good enough, then I feel that we will never be able to build something. So hopefully he will get his time. Whenever his time comes, we'll give him a fair run as well. And it is not about giving someone 5 test matches and someone else 1 test match. If we give someone a fair run, we'll give the other guy whenever he gets the opportunity a fair run as well. But at the moment, I think we got to give Sai a fair run, and he's a world-class player as well. He's a quality player, and I'm sure he'll come good. I love that. In fact, the reason is because I always believe that if there's an opportunity to get a result, you should always have that opportunity. Imagine if you're playing the last test match before the World Test Championship final, and you have the chance to win that test match and qualify, and if because of bad light it's not happening, I'm all for it. That if there's an opportunity to get the result and both the teams agree to it. I know it could be a little unfair or difficult for the players playing the test match, but imagine working hard for 2 years and last test match before the World Test Championship final, if it gets what? If you don't play 5 days because of bad light, how unfair could that be? So I think it's a proactive move, it's a positive move, and hopefully teams will start taking it in a positive way. Very optimistic, and we're always optimistic. till you have the opportunity to qualify for the World Test Championship final, you're always optimistic because we know the kind of quality we have and the kind of talent we have. I don't think so there's any reason not to believe that we cannot win the World Test Championship, and that is what not only me but everyone sitting in that dressing room believes in. Yes, we can have one odd bad series here and there, but we know that the kind of talent and how much hunger we have in that dressing room. To a certain extent similar, but also a little different as well, because if you see that, you don't only see that there are two left-arm spinners, but you also see that the release points, you also see what someone gets off the wicket and the trajectories and everything, and who is probably most suited for red ball cricket. And this probably is the only test match where we can think of or looking at someone who could be a fourth spinner, because after this we go to Sri Lanka and we might have to carry four spinners as well there. So this is an ideal opportunity to try someone who could be a long-term fourth spinner as well. Look, we're a little fortunate that we've got enough time before Sri Lanka, because we've got 15 days break between England and Sri Lanka. So that's enough time to prepare for those two test matches. Yeah, we might have to prepare a little differently for New Zealand, because between the last ODI and the first test match there's only 3 days break. So we will have to pull out ODI players who are part of the test squad, because one thing we realized is that we need to start preparing better in red ball cricket, and that was something which was lacking against West Indies and also against South Africa, and that is something which we're going to do going forward. Support staff point of view, obviously we knew long back that guys are not involved in IPL, so our focus was always about preparing the players the best way they can for red ball cricket. Obviously it's a little tough on the players, because coming after 3 months of white ball cricket and getting straight away into a test match. But again, these guys are professional cricketers, there are no excuses. We got 4 days before the test matches, and I know more importantly, yes, preparation is important, but more important in test matches is the mental skill. And if you're mentally ready for grinding it out, I think that is going to keep us in good shape. And luckily that going forward we've got enough time to prepare even for those 2 test matches against Sri Lanka. Look, it's always tough because the kind of talent we have in that dressing room, it's tough to leave someone out. And it's not about leaving someone out, it's about picking the best playing 11 which we feel can do the job for us. And the kind of talent there is in India, it will always be tough for any coach or any team management in any format to pick the best playing 11, because and that is a luxury which Indian cricket will always have. But test cricket is a little different, because test cricket is something where you need to understand that it is not only about your skill, it is not only about technical stuff that will make you a successful test cricketer. To be a successful test player, you need to have a lot of other good things as well. When you absorb pressure, how much you can absorb pressure, how much you can read the game, how many sacrifices can you make. All these things are important for you to be a successful test side. And identifying your identity as well as a test team. It is not only about flair, it is also about that what kind of test cricket and what kind of test team you want to be known as. So for me, I think that is something which we're going to try talking to young players, that it's not only about the skill, it's about the sacrifices that you make for the team that will make this test team a very successful team. Phase is not at all long, because the actual transition happened from England. 9 test matches. It's been only 9 test matches, and we were brilliant in England. We won against West Indies. So when people are talking about transition, the actual transition happened after England. So if after 9 test matches, if you feel it's a long rope, I don't agree to that. And we all know that how well this young team played in England, and then we won against West Indies. Yeah, 2 test matches against South Africa, it hurts, but that is what it's going to be with transition. The consistency will miss, because these are young boys. The majority of these boys have played less than 30 test matches. Most of the guys have played less than 30 test matches, which is still not a lot of experience. So for me, I think I don't look at excuses. I don't see that because we haven't got the full strength team. I think we've got enough talent to turn it around, and very hopeful that we will give ourselves the best chance to win the World Test Championship.